Do not adjust your radio dial. You are tuned in to the Mark Order Podcast. Join the Mark Order.
What up, fam?
Hello, hello.
Rockin' the Collidercast, baby. Let's go.
So, hello, welcome everyone who's tuning in tonight on the Mark Order Podcast here on Saturday night, where we collide with each other on Collidercast. Tonight, I'm joined by Kate, always in demand, usually in command. So, thank you for.
This is yours, baby. I'm doing none of the work. This is all on you.
You broke the bank. So, Kate, thank you for joining us tonight. And also, we have a special friend in here tonight, JPJ.
Hello, how we doing?
Beards.
JPJ, I'm so glad you're here.
I know. I've been waiting. I've been looking forward to hopping on here for a while. So,
hell yeah, dude. How are you? How you been?
I am pumped. I am good. Busy weekend, but ready to watch some wrestling all the time.
You got shit cooking, huh?
Huh?
You guys got shit cooking over there, huh?
Oh yeah. We're doing a lot. Yeah, we're leveling up. We're trying to, at least.
I love that. For you guys. You wanna drop any scoops for us right here?
I don't know if I have scoops. My friend, Josh Robinson was killing it in Perth last weekend, so he was doing all that good stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then we got a few people at the IWS show up in Montreal tonight, the 25th anniversary.
Very nice.
We'll have some cool stuff with some cool interviews with some people coming out on that. But yeah,
let's go. Love that for you.
I know.
Yo, Buddy Matthews is so jacked.
Yeah.
It just got his ass.
I love Mark Briscoe.
It's so funny. Somebody asked me. It was Sam Adonis. Sam Adonis was like, "Who are the best baby faces that don't acknowledge the hard cam?" And like in TV wrestling right now, and I was like, Mark Briscoe immediately came to mind. That guy is like always in the match that he's in. And there's just like this rootability factor. I think I tweeted it the other day. Bailey, Sami Zayn, Mark Briscoe, and Willow Nightingale are like my top, like easiest people in the world to root for people.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they're just like, I want to do this. I'm like, I'm in. I'm on this ride with you. Let's go.
Oh.
This started off hot though.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hopefully I'm not too far behind you. Usually my stream's a little bit behind.
I'm at Mark Briscoe in a chair doing crazy shit. Going through a table. So I don't know where you guys are, but
all right, yeah. I think I'm a little ahead of you, but
it's extremely possible because my internet is always comically shitty. So but better than it was, I gotta say. Good for Optimum, but if I could make that happen across my apartment, that would be nice. Because even with an Ethernet cable, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Nothing like being 5 minutes into a show and Mark Briscoe just walking around with a spike in his hand.
Yeah, no, really. Just starting off hot.
It's like, dang, This was like my bedtime when I was in 4th grade. And if I had seen somebody walking out with a spike, please. I ain't going to bed when I'm 9.
You went to bed at 8 o'clock when you were in 4th grade?
I think so. I think that was my bedtime.
Yeah, something like
I remember everything based on like New York Yankee lore in my childhood. And I remember being like an hour into a baseball game and being like, oh, I have to go to bed and it's the 4th inning or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like that's right. Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
I have little cousins that are like, how old are you in 4th grade? 10? 9?
Yeah.
9 or 10,
like
yeah.
Yeah, they usually go to bed 8:30-ish. It's early enough.
Joe, was that early or late for you? I feel like everybody got to stay up later than me.
I was more like a 9 o'clocker.
Yeah. I was also like not the easiest kid. So I think if they said 8, I would actually be asleep around 9 or like settled down into sleeping at that time. But Man, they're beating the fuck out of each other real early.
Yeah, they are going at it here. This is starting off violent.
Up the ramp, throwing punches. All of House of Black already out to murder Mark Briscoe, but he's so easy to get behind. Jeez, I hate diving off the stage spots. They always look cool, but I'm like, you're gonna get injured. I just assume everybody's getting injured.
This is a fun spot.
Yeah.
Kate, we'll see it in a minute.
Oh no. Someone who respects sound equipment.
Oh, he's trying to just keep him there. So you're trying to light him on fire? Is that what's going on here?
Fully.
Yeah, literally.
Why doesn't Briscoe have any other friends besides FTR?
Yeah.
I mean, I know FTR is wrapped up with things right now, but like, he had no one against the House of Black.
Well, the Hardys, right? They were friends. They were hesitant friends for like a couple days. That was a wild choice that got made. But man.
All right.
They are using up all their pyro budget.
They really are.
Evidently, yeah.
All right. Well, that's how that ended. All right.
That's
Good
it.
stuff. Good stuff. That's it. That was it.
Well, okay then.
Yeah.
Wrestling is fun.
It is.
Mark Briscoe's ally is fire.
Yeah, you don't need to even have the numbers game when you have fire on your side. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. What an easy dude to root for. I love that guy.
He rules.
Swerve. So, JPJ, I'm glad you're on because Ryan and Joe and I did our prediction show earlier, and we all kind of felt like it's Swerve's time, but we were all on the same page of like, I wouldn't be stunned if they left it on Samoa Joe.
I'm leaning towards them leaning on Joe.
Okay, yeah, then like a one-on-one match with Swerve at some point, probably.
That's what I think. I think Hangman and Swerve are not going to be able to get over their hatred of one another, and that's going to help Joe retain somehow. Either one of them, Hangman, because Hangman's getting a little nutty. Obviously, that's his character. Like Swerve has made him go insane, So I feel like their history is going to continue in this match, and that's going to lead to Joe retaining. That's how I'm leaning. I do agree though. It is Swerve's time. It is Swerve's time.
He's just so white hot that I'm like, oh, don't put it off because every arena is just nuts for the guy, and we're at the point where it's like you broke into a house and threatened someone's family and kid, and everyone's like, he's still our guy though, is like a pretty special thing. So I hope, but I love Samoa Joe so much that I'm like,
oh yeah,
I'm never gonna be unhappy when he's champion, so I wouldn't be mad about his reign going. But what I like is that there's actual ambiguity around the title picture. Like we haven't had. It's a pretty unpredictable card in a few ways, which is refreshing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's nice to not, like you said, not know or have a feeling all the winners that are gonna happen,
And like an evenly paced build too. It wasn't thrown together in a couple weeks. Like this is the best build I think we've had in a really long time. So
yeah, makes
me happy. Were you like a Sting guy, or?
Growing up, I was more of a WWE kid. So I knew I didn't get into Sting until like he was Crow Sting already. Like that's when I first like NWO Crow Sting. I was like, because I was watching WCW more regularly because they were obviously red hot and
sure.
Oh shit, Brian Keith, that rules. Yeah, so that's how I was. But I always knew before I started getting into Sting later on that he was a big deal. And that he was like the WCW guy, kind of him and Flair were the two WCW guys.
It's so wild.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, I've been saying on every podcast I've been on, like, I've been watching since 2009, so I didn't have any
Yeah.
real-time Sting memories except for his
Mhm.
WWE run, which was so unfair to him.
I
And
know.
I love going back and watching, but like this AEW run has given me such a peek into like one is just special that as a more modern fan, I got to see Sting alive ever. Like that's
Mhm.
bananas to me.
Yep.
And then on top of that, like I appreciate the older stuff so much more seeing him in real time because I
Mhm.
feel like everybody talks about Crow Sting and like the fact that he didn't talk and him being over for a
Yep.
year before he even said anything. But I feel like he's one of the most natural talkers that we've ever gotten to
Oh,
have
for
in
sure. I
wrestling.
thought the promo that he did a couple weeks ago talking about his dad and
Yes.
stuff. That was maybe
Oh,
I haven't seen, I haven't seen a lot of old school Sting promos, but watching it in that moment, I was like, this is the best promo I think I maybe have ever seen him do. Ever. And I know it's probably not, but I'm just like in the
but
moment, I was like, this is really, really good. Like
it got
really good.
me. Like I was like
Yeah.
emotional about it. Legit.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. But I loved that. Yeah, talking about his dad and like the I don't know if I'm invincible anymore stuff is so
Mhm.
good. So good.
Now, do you think he does the old school way and goes out on his back, or do you think they win and then do a tournament or vacate or do whatever?
You know, we were talking about that on the prediction show too, obviously, and I really feel like that could go either way. I feel
Mhm.
like Sting is a little bit old school and stubborn to not go
Yeah.
out on his back, but I also just hate vacating titles. It's the worst.
Yeah.
Like if it's not because of injury, that shit drives me nuts. But
Yeah.
the tag division has been so parched for so long. It was kind of like I don't hate the idea of a tournament because that whole division kind of needs a reset. So if they
Mhm.
do it, that's not like the worst case scenario. But I think the match order is going to tell you a lot because I think if
Yeah.
Swerve is supposed to go over, I think Brian Cage goes over. I think if Sting goes on before the triple threat, I think Sting is losing because
Okay.
you don't
So
want
you
to
think if
end on the moment of Sting losing.
all right, so you
But
think if they main event, then Sting's definitely
Hmm.
gonna
that's
or
my
most
thing.
likely get the victory.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I want to see another tournament though. I think we've seen too many tournaments lately.
Yeah. And I think this
Oh.
version of the Young Bucks being the champs
Oh my God.
would be good. Like this is my favorite version of them since AEW has started. Like I
Same.
love it. And so I think them being the EVP evil dickhead champions would be something I would be it could elevate the tag team division if they were fighting everybody, you know what I mean? Kind of
Yes.
doing that. But
Very much so. Very much so. And I'm with you on all of that. I love this version of the Bucks. It is also my favorite since they started.
mhm.
And they would just dine out on the fact that they beat Sting forever. But
Yeah.
so we had Penta and Dante in the ring too. We are doing a watch along. I guess we should talk about the action.
Yeah,
but-
yes. Was it triple threat with Brian Keith? Yeah, as well. Just a
I think is it a tag match of
is it a tag match right now?
Oh,
is it
it's
a
a triple threat.
It's a
Winner-
triple
it is
threat.
a triple threat. Okay.
Winner gets a spot in the scramble.
Oh,
Oh,
very
that's
good.
right. That's right. Man, they could really go. This is another
They
one
could go
too.
either
that-
way here. All three.
Yeah.
I'd love
feel
to see
like-
Brian Keith get this spot though. That'd be nice. But
I would too, but he'd probably lose. So I don't know how
Yeah.
many things you want him because he's been in a few spots like that where he's lost. And I think
Yeah.
Dante could do some really cool shit, but I
was
also
gonna say
think
Dante will do some of the spots, big
Yeah,
spots.
Penta's
he-
a safe choice. I think whenever they
Penta's
need,
always a safe choice.
whenever they
Yeah.
need to fill someone in, like Penta will do it. He's he'll blow people's minds and be a great worker. And
He's so versatile. Dante, I think maybe keep him reined in so he doesn't break his ankle off of his body again. But
Yeah.
keep them in tags and trios matches for now.
Penta, if I was a kid, I think would be my favorite wrestler in the world. Like
Yeah.
his gear, his presentation, the way that he wrestles is so good. I absolutely adore it. Like I think little kid Kate would have gotten fucking nuts for that dude.
He's a human action figure.
He is. He is.
He looks it. He does everything you would do with an action figure at home.
Him and like in WWE would probably be Ricochet, I think. Would be
Oh,
like
yeah.
my favorite. And I would have been so disappointed because they never do anything with Ricochet. Dante,
They
no.
literally.
Stop diving to the side outside, Dante. I get so nervous with him now because it's always him or his brother. Like they've both been out of action for
I know.
so
It's like
long at a time.
one or the other.
Like, just let them be. That's the other reason I think Brian Keith might take this. I think they might want to like keep Dante as a in a tag team proper. Yeah. But it's so cool that one, I love that they signed Brian Keith, and two, I love that everyone's like, "Where is still Tippin?" Like every episode, and they're like, "There's paperwork and it's expensive. Give us a minute." Oh, man,
how long is Phoenix out for?
How long is who out? Phoenix?
Right, yeah, Phoenix.
I don't know because I don't know if it's injury or visa issues anymore.
Yeah.
But I do miss. I loved Death Triangle, and I love the Lucha Bros as a tag team. They're both so much fun in singles. Like Phoenix, maybe even more than Penta. I love Penta in singles, but the tag division could use strongholds like them for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Phoenix is when he's healthy and good, he's one of my favorite people to watch in any of it. He's so good.
Bananas. That guy rules.
Yeah.
Very little in the ring action so far in this whole episode of Dynamite. So much happened in the brawl of the first one, and this has a ton of outside the ring stuff. But Penta's setting Dante up for something brutal. Just a kick, okay. Apron spots always make me nervous. I got to see Penta on the boat when I went on the Jericho cruise.
Oh yeah, how was that?
The cruise overall was good. It was not as packed as previous years from like a calendar standpoint, so it was like a little bit lighter, but still wrestling on a boat. Like, I ain't cool. Complaining, you know?
No,
it's pretty rad. I love this like drone shot or this moving hard cam type shot that they have now. The production's gotten a lot better over the past couple months.
Big time.
Like this drone shot is like killer.
Nigel.
That's the only thing I can't have my audio on because I don't know, my setup just like won't allow for me to have audio on and this.
Nigel, they're doing the super kicks. And Nigel just goes, "Oh, 3 of these men paying homage to the EVPs, the Young Bucks."
I'll tell you what, he is one of the best like non-in-ring investments that they've made. Nigel McGuinness, my God.
Yep.
And in like a time where Kevin Kelly has just not really fully clicked in, he's been so good in stabilizing on the desk. And completely unbiased, which is my favorite part, really. Just calls every Danielson match straight down the middle.
Oh, straight up down the middle.
Yeah.
I did appreciate the fact that Kevin Kelly explains why Nigel calls Danielson a clam digger.
Oh, did he explain it?
Yeah, he said that in an interview somewhere about how Danielson is like a shellfish farmer or something like that up in Washington, and so that's why he calls him a clam digger.
It's British slang too, which I didn't know.
Yes.
It's like a class thing, but I hadn't really known that before I looked it up because of Nigel McGuinness. So he's educating the masses, really. Once he started showing up with "Save the Clam" T-shirts, I was like, "This dude's the fucking best." Like,
yeah, truly.
I love this guy.
There are a few who are that good, in the ring talent who can like transition and be that good on commentary. Like, I think Samoa Joe is up there.
Yes.
I think Kevin Owens does a great job when he does commentary.
Punk was unreal.
He really is. KO is like so damn entertaining, But
Yeah.
what gets me with Nigel is he can do the heel shtick aspect, but then so seamlessly to start explaining things from a wrestler's point of view. And like, it doesn't feel like a stark change at all. Like he'll just very much flow in and out so fluidly.
Mm-hmm.
Monster powerbomb by Brian Keith. Jesus.
Yeah,
Just kicking everybody.
I haven't seen a ton of Brian Keith matches. I've seen a few online before, like the AEW stuff. He's very good. He's very, very good. That is a really good signing by them.
I'm really into this fantasy book stable that everybody's doing with Brian Keith, Hangman, and like Drilistico or somebody when he comes back.
Oh,
yeah. Oh God.
Oof. Oh wait. Sorry, I shouldn't have. I'm trying to be humble with my reactions.
No, I just saw the spot on the apron there too. If that's what you were.
It's the hardest part of the ring, you know.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah.
I've also been told that if your ring is well made, it should not be the hardest part by like that big of a differential.
Oh, really?
So,
okay, that's fair.
That's what I'm not sure if that's 100% true, but Jesus, Dante is like.
Oh, that's very cool.
One of the smoothest people ever. A fun little match so far.
Yeah.
I had low expectations of this episode in general. Being a pre-tape.
Surprise for me.
Yeah, okay. Not mad about it.
No.
Dante wins here. I tried to avoid spoilers going into this, so
yeah.
I don't know what's
I don't know anything either.
I saw it and I forgot, so
there you go. That's the best way to be.
Mm.
JPJ, I have a really important question that's not related to Collision. It's like very important though.
Ooh.
Are you familiar with the short-lived wrestling program Wrestlelicious?
Oh God, no, I'm not.
I have
Do
so
I
much
need to be? I feel like I need to be then.
So it was founded in 2009, ran until 2010 for one season. It was a Glow-inspired. Oh, I'll let you guys listen to this promo, and then you can tell everyone what was said.
Yeah, Hangman is just slowly getting more and more insane, and it's amazing. Just losing his shit.
He has not blinked this entire video.
Yeah, women's wrestling.
Hey!
All right, I like it.
Did he say anything fun there?
He said he absolutely cannot lose this match tomorrow night under any circumstances. He absolutely cannot lose.
Well, my Steiner math says he has a 33 and a third chance that he can lose.
Well, you look at him and you look at Samoa Joe and you know that is not true. Man, I don't know how you guys as straight men watch Mariah May when she's so hideous.
I mean, it's tough sometimes.
I respect women too much. That's why.
Yeah.
I understand.
So
This gear really does nothing for her lady parts.
Who in Wrestlelicious would be similar to Mariah May?
Man, genuinely, Mariah May has done such a good job coming into what's a very weird role in the Toni Storm picture. Who would she be in Wrestlelicious? Probably the pop star character, maybe? But JPJ, what happened was a guy won the lottery and he decided to start a Glow-inspired all-women's federation. And it's mostly ethnic stereotypes and a woman that's like Dracula. With the greatest intro that I've ever seen to anything in the history of intros. Like, it's basically a Max Caster rap, but every word, every like third line has to end with like suspicious. And that's why I'm Wrestlelicious.
Because it rhymes with, okay, got it. Mm-hmm. Is this easily accessible online somewhere?
Oh, yeah. I will send you the intro, and then it turns out the 22-minute episodes are available online as well, which means I will be reviewing them at some point. Because it is so bad.
Oh, I can imagine.
Jimmy Hart is involved for some reason.
He?
Blossom.
The guy just threw money at somebody. He's like, I need somebody that people might know.
someone who was going to do the show on what was Break TV in Canada and some station I never heard of in America. But
wait, there's people in the chat saying Serena Deeb was there and Mercedes. Is that true?
Mercedes Martinez, Serena Deeb, and Leva Bates were all in this.
Oh, all right.
But what's funny is they were not in the intro that I saw because people dropped out due to injury, due to it being fucking terrible or whatever. So people, they had wrestlers like coming in to replace people. What did Nigel say? Mike Peterson said LMAO.
He just swooned and fell off his feet when Mariah May blew him a kiss and kind of waved at him.
Yeah, Nigel. Yeah, Nigel's
I don't know if we said anything.
What you asked us, Nigel's having serious problems.
He's struggling as well.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble.
She's great, man. She's so good in the ring that the smoke showness of it all is not a smoke screen of it all, which is really refreshing. But she lays her shit in kind of way too. That Joshi background is very evident with her. So I'm so intrigued to see what happens with her and Toni Storm.
I was gonna say, do you guys have Toni retaining or tomorrow over Deonna? Do you think Deonna goes all the way right away?
So I had Toni retaining. Ryan and Joe both had Deonna flipping, right, Joe?
Correct.
Now, do you have Deonna winning because of Mariah May somehow? And then because we were talking about it on Beards, and I'm leaning towards Toni retaining. But we had a couple people on Drew and they said that they think Toni will retain because they need to get to the Mariah May Toni stuff. And
I also think you have belt for that though.
Yeah, exactly. That was my mindset. I was like, I want Toni to retain. I think she will, but
I think my reasoning was that let's say she loses and she goes in the spiral of trying to figure out her identity again. And that's when Mariah May can spot the weakness and then climb over Toni's carcass to get a title shot. To get a title shot against Deonna.
I feel like you need to build up more resentment with Toni Storm and Mariah May.
Yeah.
Which might be literally what we're getting right now. But
I was just gonna say.
Oh my God, she's in her slippers. I love her so much. She's been unbelievable. I hope the match is good. Because I don't think we've seen an incredible match from Toni Storm in this reign that I can remember. So I'm hoping her and Deonna do something really special. I think a lot of that was the agenting with the match with Shida and stuff. The gimmick has kind of overtaken the matches. So I'm hoping now that the story is kind of based around pro wrestling, we get a killer women's title match. But Deonna's been aces since coming in, man.
Oh, yeah. The fact that they can do this with the camera,
so fucking
it's such
cool.
a cool visual. It's so cool that they have it half and half like that.
Yeah, I was setting up the thumbnail for the Fightful show, and there was a shot of the two of them looking at each other, and I was like, "That's my thumbnail. You made it so easy."
Yeah,
I'm so impressed with Mariah May. Honestly, she's coming in at a time where there's all these other big signings and stuff. So I hope she doesn't get lost in the shuffle, but just killing it.
Yeah, her and Mercedes match. Sign me up.
Yes.
Oh, Toni. As you appeal to Deonna's heart.
I will let you guys recap once this is done.
Oh. Wow. All right. Fair. That promo ended with her saying, "I hope you have a bidet because it's going to be real hard for you to wipe your ass when I break both your arms."
Damn.
And then before that, Tony said, "I love you. I love you. I really do. But there's only room for one of us, and it's never going to be you as long as I'm here."
Dang.
Oh, they're going at it. 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on.
Take your time. Big old smooch and some forearms.
Uh-oh. Now Mariah May's left.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, just timing wise, I feel like the Mariah May and Toni Storm story needs more time, but Deanna being as good as she's been since she's come in makes that really tempting. I really like that we just don't fully, it's not so obvious in all of the world title pictures. Like, I feel like pretty much anything can happen to most of them. Luther trying to hold her back.
It's hard to wipe your butt with one broken arm.
Never mind two. Like, jeez. I feel like Deanna is very prepared for the shoe. I do.
Absolutely.
I feel like her chin is up. Her tits are appropriately out when needed. We learned a lot in this segment.
Did.
Including that Mariah May has a crush on Nigel McGuinness, which, my goodness.
I was really interested to see how Deanna is going to.
The thing is with Deanna is she's too good to like have a title shot and then fall down the card. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like she's just too good. I also don't hate with the story that we're getting. Like, what if Mariah May's the one to take it off Toni Storm? Like, I feel like most people are assuming Mariah pulls her back down to earth or whatever. But who knows? We got Mercedes coming in, possibly Camille. It's a lot of good stuff. I like it. I like that. I'm excited about the AEW women's picture.
The heck of a
not
year.
The case for a long time, so it's cool.
Do you think that they'll eventually do a more women's focused show or pay-per-view sometime as they've grown this roster and they've added more pay-per-views each month, it seems like, or more special shows each month?
I think at some point with how loaded, like just the AEW roster might be a lot, but the AEW and ROH roster to do like a women's showcase one, I think makes a ton of sense.
Plus, you have they have relationships with other promotions outside, right? So
exactly. Like I always put over Stephanie Vecchio and Johnny Robbie from CMLL. Stardom, it sounds like there's a real weird situation with them, so not them so much, but you could fire up a lot of stuff. But between where this division was to where it is now, plus ROH, you could definitely do something that's like either a women's tournament or a women's showcase. Because man,
do you think they could do a women?
Fucking...
What about a women's Continental Classic, like something like that? On the women's side, can they do that eventually?
I think they could. That's so much to plan, and it's so much TV time. Like when you think about how it overpowered AEW, like how many matches to do a round robin tournament like that, I think it would be hard. But if you did it across ROH and the three brands, that would be cool. Or maybe Rampage is just that for.
I was just gonna say. I was literally just gonna say, could you make Rampage like a Continental Classic only show or something like that during it or something?
Or the very least, you could flush out the Owen and make it a little bit deeper of a bracket, so it's not just however like 8 people or 6 people. I mean, you could make it a little bit broader.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, I get Gina in the chat saying Mercedes comes in with the program. I think Britt Baker is the perfect person for Mercedes to start with, and then
She's
you
been
can
on the
move.
shelf for a bit. I don't know.
She's been not around.
Well, I think
Mercedes, it's a big match. I can just
I would love that. I don't know if Britt is cleared. Like the way when I was
Yeah.
at World's End, the way Tony was talking about it, it seemed like something more extensive was going on. I feel like there's a couple options. One, Chris is kind of tied up in this thing with Stokely and Willow, but like Mercedes versus Chris intrigues me.
Oh,
It also Sheeta is like the caliber of talent that is the least busy right now. So I feel like Sheeta Mercedes could be a ton of fun because she's a 3-time champion and we have this amazing problem that we've never had in AEW before, which is that all the women are tied up in stuff. Like so many of them.
which is a good thing.
Yes,
very,
it's
very
beautiful. It's very refreshing.
Speaking of Sheeta, was that report true that is she married to Shohei Ohtani? Is that real? Was that real? That
No.
came out yesterday? That's fake, right?
That is fake. I think I
saw Jeff Passan tweet it, and I was like, Jeff Passan's a real that's a real credible baseball person. And I was like, wait a minute.
Was it Sheeta or was it Maki Ito?
Sheeta.
It was Sheeta. Okay.
That's what they said. They said that Sheeta was married to Shohei. I was like, that's not true. I had like my non-wrestling fans, friends texting me all day. Is this true? I'm like, I don't know.
I'm almost positive it's not based on some of the more recent stuff I heard, but Maki Ito tweeted it and said that she's dating somebody that's Japanese, but is also not Shohei Ohtani. So she must have just been being silly.
Oh, that's funny.
We didn't pick the 12-man tag for 0 Hour Cage.
Oh no, that's okay.
It has so many of your favorites in it, with the Bang Bang Scissor Gang and
Jeff
Double
Jarrett.
Oh.
Love me some Jeff Jarrett.
Poor
Get
Private
Jay
Party.
White the fuck away from this as possible.
Yeah.
God. I'm just like very, very over the Acclaimed stuff because I'm like, you have had one worker and a really long title reign with no memorable defenses. Like, get Bones on a single run.
Yeah, Bones is great.
I feel like so many people I know are at Revolution and I'm just stewing in jealousy.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Did you consider going? I assume you did.
I did. I love their intro. I will give them that. Damn you. And the guns have grown on me quite a bit. They really have.
Yes.
I considered going to this, but I'm gonna try to go to All In. I'm gonna try to go to Wrestle Kingdom. So trying to save up for some of that, and then on top of that, there's just like too many other. I've been to a lot of shows, and I also am like, I got Mania weekend coming up in my backyard, so that's gonna be fun, but a lot. And then, like Windy City Riot is 2 weeks after that. I don't think I'm going, but like it's extremely tempting. That Prestige show is very tempting with like Ali and Blackwood and ZSJ and like all my favorites are just like on the show. So, trying to sparse it out, but I also like the idea that when, like, if Sean's there, then I'm not in the presser. I don't think he's even going to the presser, but there's like a balance when some people from Fightful are at it and other people don't have to go. We can like keeps the rotation a little bit more fresh as well. So, Juice Blade, Card Juice, sweet baby boy.
Are they ever going to do anything with Dark Order?
What is that?
Are they ever going to do anything with Dark Order again? Like, I feel like they tried to maybe try to heat him up again, but then it's kind of stalled.
Well, they gave him
out.
that little, like, when they were becoming heels,
Mhm.
they gave him that like little like 3 weeks or a month when they were on the show every week and they were having good matches.
Yeah.
And then they kind of just disappeared again.
I've been begging. I think the world of Stu Grayson. I think he's so great, and I've just been begging for them to use him because He's excellent. And it's just weird because they had this really cool ROH program with the Dark Order and the Righteous.
Yeah,
and
I
the
was gonna say,
Righteous
they were doing stuff
basically
over there.
Yeah, and they won custody of Stu Grayson essentially. Or like the story was even better than that because it's not like Stu Grayson really chose one side or the other. So they built it out really well, and it felt like he could either stay with the Dark Order, he could go with the Righteous, or he could be a lone wolf. And then they just didn't do anything with it. But I would like for them to get back on track. And when the trios division is in like shambles, I don't know why they aren't being used, but. How do you guys feel about these LED panels? I go back and forth with it. They don't feel collision-y to me, but they feel dynamite-y to me.
Yeah, I would say. Collision to me has a very bare, or at least at first, it felt like it was more of just like a bare bones, like it had the, pomp and circumstance, but it felt more of like just an old school, rugged, bare bones wrestling show. And then Dynamite was more flashier a little bit, and it was a good balance. It still feels that way a little bit, but I feel like it's kind of
just focus on the stage, Kate. Focus on the stage.
You know, I love my collision stage so much.
Oh, it's the best.
See, everybody makes fun of me for it, but then they always are like, "But I agree with you." So
yeah, of course.
My unapologetic loving of the stage is something I will remain unapologetic about because I love the stage. And everybody is like, ha ha ha, Kate never shuts up about it. And then they're like, she's right, though. Yeah, I am right. But I agree with you. I liked kind of like the underproduced feel that we had.
Yes.
Oh, Card Juice. Sweet baby Card Juice. Man, I'm like so just... It's not even his fault, really, but like I just could not care less about Max Caster at this moment in time. Like, oh, here's some bad, poorly thrown punches. I bet we get a mic drop. Like, so, and then Billy Gunn's your third guy doing a famous. Like, we get it. Every match is like Bowens is ridiculous, and then the two of them do some stuff. Plus, like, stop making NDA jokes. Don't be a fucking idiot. Just like just little things like that. I do like have some forgiveness around the fact that like that's a very difficult line to walk of it needs to be edgy enough to be entertaining, but not so edgy it's going to piss people off. That's a difficult sweet spot to find over and over and over again. But like just implying Vince McMahon was kinky and not abusive, it's not great.
Yeah, no,
not great.
No.
Jay White, please. Yeah, I don't like that the Dark Order are like essentially jobbers. I can't remember last time they did something that felt important.
I was kind of hoping that the whole, them taking over being the elite YouTube stuff was going to lead to them to have some more opportunities.
Yeah.
Maybe it
seems
will.
Like it did the opposite.
Yeah, maybe it will once the Bucks, maybe if they win the titles and they have a program with the Dark Order for a little bit.
I feel like the Dark Order deserve creative.
I agree. I mean, at one point, John Silver was he was over as hell. They all were, but like John Silver specifically was very, very over.
Like so much personality, such crisp offense. Like, I said, I've been on the side of they should make the meat match because Meat Madness or whatever, they had to postpone it. They should make it a 64-man tournament. Do it like March Madness.
That'd be awesome.
John Silver could be in it as a little spoiler who gets to the final four. Like, would be so good.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, Bowens is just unreal.
He's amazing. Yeah. We were so spoiled because he worked the Northeast Indies and Jersey in particular a lot. And you knew it was just a matter of time with that dude. He's so damn good. But I would love to see him on a singles run, not only because I'm so over the rest of the Acclaimed stuff, but like him in the C2, I think could be a sight to see. Like, honestly. Yeah. I will say watch-alongs are the only time I ever pay attention to the match when it's in picture-in-picture.
True.
I'm so bad at that otherwise. I'm like, well, I hope nothing important happened in that because I can't do it.
Oh, give me a Billy Gunn one-on-one match with John Silver. I'd be okay with it.
I'm good.
Yeah, I just want John Silver to fight more. That's all.
That's fair. That's very fair. It's no Wrestlicious, but it's all right.
Few things are.
Few things are, and that is for the best. Though I will say, I watched that intro, I don't know, 400 or 500 times. And I'm like, this is just how they do things on NXT. Honest to God.
Yeah.
I was like, less sexualized, which I give them credit for. But like so many of the archetypes are the same. Like there's a mobster gal, there's a surfer gal, there's like it. The whole presentation, I was like, this is just NXT, except NXT has more clothes on. Like, HBK was definitely a Wrestlicious mark. Mike Peterson, yes, a 64-man Meat Madness tournament, just like March Madness. You can bring in Jake something. You can bring in people from other promotions.
And I want a YouTube show where they bracketology. You give me the bracketology show.
I want to be on the selection committee.
That's what. Yes. Yes.
What's the standard to qualify? How meaty do you have to be?
It's so hard because you can't make it a weight limit because there are some
because I think
people that are like a John Silver is not going to weigh
Silver,
that
like
much.
he's smaller guy, but he's meaty. You see him like that's a meat guy. He should be in.
Plus, like there's just so many different, like Jake something and Brody King are both meaty, but they're just different types of meaty. So I don't. What are the criteria? I would leave up to the committee, but I need to be a part of that committee. It's very important to me.
But I would want them to go so over the top. Like I want people in the dressing rooms, and when they see their name, they stand up. Oh yeah. They start hugging each other and high-fiving and shit. That's what
100%.
I need all of it.
Meat Madness should be a tournament. I would even, if that was a YouTube exclusive, I'm so fucking in on that.
Yeah, 100%.
So fucking in on that.
The crowd just sitting there chanting, beat that meat. Beat that meat.
Beat that meat. You could do wonderful things. You could have Shingo, like, that's the thing. Shingo Takagi is not like the meatiest guy by American standards, but he's meaty as fuck for Japan. He's a little refrigerator. Jeff Cobb would be in it.
Oh, yeah.
Who else?
Oh yeah.
Samoa Joe, obviously. Miro, obviously.
Wardlow,
obviously.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
Like here's something controversial. I don't know if Lance Archer is a meat guy, but he was going to be a Meat Madness to begin with. I don't feel like he's a meat guy.
Yeah, I think Lance Archer's just
fucking
a big guy.
Yeah, that's not a meat
dude.
guy.
He's not a meat guy.
Big difference.
Miro, if he was around and healthy and on good terms, he would be in it, I would think.
Sure. Keith Lee for sure. Shelton Benjamin. That could be a big appearance in post WWE career. Yeah. There are definitely 64 meaty men that could participate. And then you have Marco Stunt in it.
Yo, Pluggo was here. He'd be blacking out right now. If that used
I know.
He'd be blacking out. He would. That would have popped him right there.
That's
Great O'Khan. That's another good one.
Great O'Khan for sure. See, look at us. Wait, let us know who's in your meat matches. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else in TNA. Jake something.
I was thinking that's what I was thinking of in TNA. I'm like, who's in TNA?
Who was meaty in it? Willie Mack could be in the Meat Madness, I think.
Yeah.
Didn't they just sign Hammerstone?
Oh my God! Yes,
Hammerstone could be in there, right?
Butcher, Tito.
Yeah,
Butcher has to be. It's a meat tournament.
Yeah.
You can't have meat without the Butcher. No evil, no meaty? No fucking House of Torture around anything.
Is he meaty enough? I know Japan has different standards of meat.
No. But House of Torture shouldn't be involved in anything. House of Torture? No, thank you. Pero definitely.
Right. Yes.
It's just good, like, from a representation standpoint, too. Not Rich Swann. You guys are funny. Did I see Kaden in the chat? Hi, Kaden. I hope you're doing well. Oh my god, I have to.
I mean, would
I
you?
owe Kaden.
He's
I
on.
just realized
he's in-
I owe Kaden a response
Okay.
to something that from like
Uh-oh.
3 weeks ago that I just feel like an idiot. I'm so sorry, Kaden. I just remembered that I never responded to you. My bad. Apologies. Mark Henry could be in it. He would have to go out in like the first round, but that's okay.
Yeah, I would agree.
Big Show
Rhino?
could be in it.
Would Rhino be me?
Oh my god, Rhino
TNA?
would totally be in it.
Yeah.
Microman. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he is on the TNA roster, but you could do AJ. You could throw AJ Francis in there too. He's big.
Oh yeah, Top Dollar
big meaty guy.
Not mad. Some of these guys are going to be there to take losses, but it's a 64-man tournament.
Yeah. Like Rhino is a perfect example. Like Rhino's a guy, name recognition, but he's probably a first round out. You know what I mean? That's
hell yeah.
So all the people you've named, who are your top 4 seeds?
Oh
who are your
god.
number ones?
I mean, got to be Smojo. I would think he needs to be a 1 seed.
Joseph of the Samoas for sure.
The Samoa bracket. Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like Miro and Hobbs have to be in it just because they were inaugural
And
founders of
Wardlow,
the
like,
meat
are those
match.
the 4? Are those the 4 guys? Wardlow,
That could be it.
Hobbs, Joe, and Miro if healthy.
Not mad about that. I think Keith Lee is in your final 8 there.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Brody King would be my dark horse to win
Yes.
the whole damn thing.
Oh god, yeah.
That's who
Brody
I would.
King.
I would want him to be like a nice 4 or 5 seed and just fucking run it. You know what I mean?
I'm in.
That's what I would want.
I just want them to
Ooh,
Oh,
These are
Calvin
regionals.
Tankman's a good one, Mike, in the chat. Calvin Tankman's a good one.
Count Takeman's a great call. Yeah, I love this. I'm in on it. That would be so fun if you
Let's
had
talk
like
ourselves into it.
Taz on commentary and it was just like a silly fucking thing you did.
Yep.
This would rule. This idea rules.
You have Hobbs coming out of the Wagyu beef bracket.
Yeah, exactly. Not mad. Not mad about it. I feel like there's also been a push that nobody knows what to call meat matches for women, which I think is awesome and hilarious.
Well, I was gonna say when we were thinking about TNA, I was like, I would be okay if Jordan Grace was in that fucking tournament.
Oh
to be
yeah,
honest with you.
if it was on YouTube, we could make it intergender. I think.
Yeah.
Look at who's coming out of the ring now.
Oh, so look at we're talking about meat, and here we go. You know,
Let's go.
we got one of the top seeds walking in the ring. His promo that he did on Dynamite was very good. That was a very good promo by him.
Needed it.
Yes,
Needed
definitely. It made me interested in him for the first time in a bit.
Yeah, agreed. I sold myself on an idea with him. I know this is gonna shock you, but I really liked my own booking about this. I sold myself on Mustafa Ali with Wardlow and Slex, if you're familiar with Slex, as like his security guards, his bodyguards, as a trio, and then winning the trios division titles. Because I'm desperate for Mustafa Ali to work everywhere because I love him.
All right. Yeah, I love, man. I'm so happy he's killing it.
I think he's gonna have the year Will Ospreay had this year, or comparable, and that makes me very happy for that dude because he was outstanding and underutilized.
Oh,
and for him to just be like, "Oops, I sold out everywhere I've gone since." Fucking rules.
Why did we not have a Face of the Revolution ladder match this year?
yeah.
I don't know.
They decided to do the scramble instead, basically.
I guess so, but
Is
the
that-
scramble was to make up for the meat match. So
Yeah, I know. So maybe that was going to be, but the meat match wasn't going to be for a shot at the title, right? Like the scramble is. They didn't say that, did they?
no. That's Wardlow probably would have won it, and I could see him challenging for a mid-card title again. But I think when MJF comes back, that's Wardlow's program.
Yeah. I agree with you, Mike. Wardlow can talk, and I'm glad they're letting him do so.
It feels like it's been something he's been working on too. Like I don't have the audio on, but I could definitely see dance your ass to the back. Because I saw the hand motion and the words on his mouth. I'm not like a part of the Wardlow Thirst tribe as much, but I do feel like he's everybody had a crush on in high school with this like backwards hat look and the muscle tee, like very much so. Yeah. That's not to say I think he's unattractive. I'm just not liking the step on me, power bomb me camp.
Yeah,
that we see a lot of other people thirsting. I tweeted, wow, Mariah May has a crush on Nigel, and everybody was like, same. Who doesn't have a crush on our sweet Nigel? I do love that Mariah May is like continually so well received because she hasn't been in the ring a lot. Makes me very happy. She'll kick your ass. Yeah, no Face of the Revolution match, no Diamond Ring match, but he was being cryptic about that, which is fun.
Yeah. He just said that he's going to win the Scramble tomorrow and be the face of the Revolution. He used that in that promo. He said,
oh, okay. Oh, good. A Jericho segment.
Yay. He better not win that tomorrow night. He better
no, I can't imagine. I can't imagine he would. The only way I want him to win it is if Samoa Joe wins and just kicks his ass for like 15 minutes. Like Jericho gets in no offense against Samoa Joe and he just like throws him around. That I would be like, that rules. It just feels like he lost a death match and he was on a boat and on a Fozzy tour. So like, just let him go away for a little bit so that people can be excited when he comes back. Because, buddy, nobody is right now.
I think he can tell Chris that, though.
Yeah.
I just think he's at a level now where he does not need to be on the show every week at all.
I think that's a very nice way to put that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. I'm trying, but like, like Kate said, like have him go away. He can come back for the big shows, have a feud. People will be, not everybody, not me, but like people will be excited to see him if he's gone for a few months.
And like
he's here every week. We hear people singing the damn song every week. It's like, okay, all right, yeah.
The thing he's best at, Wardlow sarcastically clapping, made me really happy. The thing that Chris Jericho is still great at is reinvention. So like, let him go away and reinvent himself again for the 900th time in his career, so that it'll be good and successful.
Yeah.
Him as a face just doesn't fucking work though. Like he do what you're good at. It's so funny because I'm Alex Pulaski's co-host so much, and when he hates people, he goes all in for it. So him hating Jericho, at first I was like, I don't hate, like I was over him, but I'm not like, get off my screen, Jericho. And then somewhere around the awful 6-minute Wrestle Dream, I was just like, oh my god, I'm reaching Pulaski levels of tired of this guy. Like, get this fucking dude out of here.
Yeah, I just feel like personally, I haven't cared about anything he's done
a long time
in a while. Like even like as I didn't give one shit about him and Omega together, and I love Kenny Omega. I didn't care at all. It
made me actively dislike it because it was like, it wasn't good, and Kenny shouldn't have been caught up in it.
No,
the last good match he had was against Ospreay, which is the highest form of cheating at this point. So
Ospreay could probably have a decent match with me.
Yeah, a broomstick at this point.
Yeah.
Naito was out on his feet, and he was like, "I'm still gonna make this ending work." Like that guy can do anything in the ring, but it's brutal. A-Shock said Alex wants Opa Femi to squash the entire pro wrestling business. Yes, and that is a place where Alex Pulaski is right.
Yeah, 25. That guy's 25.
He's unreal.
Yeah.
NXT is mostly like not for me, and then that guy is the most for me. I'm gonna let you guys recap this segment because I ain't hear shit. Man, letting Wardlow talk seems like a good decision, though, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Why did Jericho have to shoehorn himself into this? Let it be.
Wardlow's going to be a face here pretty soon.
Literally.
He seems like I met him in real life twice. And you never are actually meeting people at certain things, right? Like you don't know who anybody really is. But had a very, very genuine energy. Like very like just seemed like he really loved this. Like it seems like he accidentally fell into wrestling and then fell in love with it. I just was so vibing with like the crowds and so happy when I was talking to him after. Like it was, oh, see, now Will Hobbs coming back to kick his ass is fun. I'll take that.
Yes.
But just like what a cool dude. And I was like, I don't know. I liked him coming back face or heel initially because I think he needed to, because the change was so desperately needed. But I was like, I don't know, man. Like I think people are just gonna really like him.
Yeah. Especially if they keep on letting him do this. They keep on letting him cut promos like that. Like that wasn't a heel promo. He was like, I went home and I had to fix myself and pick myself up off the ground and come back and prove to everybody that I'm Wardlow and I'm going to destroy everyone.
See, now I like that.
Yeah.
People want to root for hunky, charismatic guys. Mm-hmm. Funny how that works. Evening gown Serena Deeb is weirding me out. She looks great. I just am so used to her in like her dojo gear. I didn't think about Serena as an incoming program for Mercedes because
it's kind of what it sounds like.
When I heard Joe make that noise, I was like, I think, I was like, that's what this sounds like a little bit.
She's looking for competition, and hasn't feel like she found anyone yet.
Interesting.
Ooh, she said that.
She just called herself the final boss.
Not mad about that.
No. All right.
Oh my God, they private parties.
Oh my,
hell yeah.
What Jinx was gonna go for that at the same time.
Yeah, I'd be all for cooling down the Acclaimed, bump up the private party, put them in that kind of spot where the Acclaimed was.
I'm so glad that they returned back to this gimmick. It's so much better. They can switch it to heel and face super easy because they're just a big party, so people want to cheer for it. But you get into the VIP shit, it's very easily heel. It does seem so funny. Like, it really feels like they flipped a switch. Like, it feels like they had that Ric Flair signing, the product tipped, and they were like, we're going to do the C2 and we're going to change everything. And we're going to go back to our roots. And that means bringing back certain things like this. It felt like it happened so fast.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh my God, that was Private Party.
Let's go.
Not random at all.
No, I was just like, huh? But I was at the second ever Dynamite where they beat the Young Bucks Private Party in that tournament.
And that's so rad.
Yeah, it was in Boston, and then that's the area I'm from. So like, that whole arena went fucking nuts, including me. But it was just so, you go into that match, you're like, Young Bucks are gonna win, and then it was the way it was happening as the match went on. I was like, oh, maybe not, and then it was
that felt like such a statement too of like, we're not the brand that puts ourselves over, and now the fact that the Young Bucks are doing this gimmick is so funny to me because it's exactly the opposite.
But in future, I mean, if the Bucks do become tag champs, I would love to see them run that back and have Private Party and the Young Bucks maybe for the titles at some point or something like that. I would be.
Yes, that would be very
cool as hell. Yeah. Oddly enough, later on that night, I think it was on for Dark. It was Kenny Omega versus Joey Janela. And it was either a lights out match or like a no holds barred match. And it was one of the most chaotic. It was the best match of the night. It was on friggin' Dark. They were just recording it. And they went for like 20 minutes, beat the shit out. Tacks. They did tacks. They had chairs. It was like table. Dang. It was insane. It was insane. But
if Ryan were here, he'd be crying, grieving about Dark.
Look at this guy. I can't shake him off no matter what happens.
This isn't where I parked my car.
I can't shake him off no matter how hard I try.
Yeah. What up, fella?
I got the invite too.
I know. I'm kidding.
I had to do the daddy stuff. We were watching Breaking Bad with my son. Okay. I had to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. You're letting your kid watch Breaking Bad?
He turned it on to me, my teenage son. Yeah, he was like, Dad, I've been watching this with Mom. We should check it out. And I was like, all right. I was like, are you allowed to watch this? Am I a bad person?
You know what my favorite like thing I got away with as a kid is my dad and I would watch BattleBots and South Park would be on right after it.
Yes.
And we would watch it in my parents' room that had a TV upstairs. Usually my mom was like cleaning up after dinner or whatever. I'm pretty sure there's no way she knew I was watching South Park with my dad. Like there's no way she would have let that fly. Because I wasn't allowed to watch. I don't know if I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons or my mom just had things about like some cartoon voices would drive her nuts, and I never really got into The Simpsons. But yeah, I was definitely watching South Park way too young.
Oh yeah.
I haven't watched South Park in a long time, but for some reason I had the house to I had my house to myself the other night, and I was like, I popped on the Cred, the knockoff. They were making fun of Prime, and I was just like, man, this show has changed since when I watched it. It was insane.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know if I'm allowed to watch this. But no, I had to come at least show up and see you guys for the back half of Collision.
We appreciate that, fella.
I missed you guys at JPJ. No, you can't shake me. I love you too much to let you just, be without me.
Sorry, I love you too.
We're
the one who wants to
be with you. Yeah, you're stuck with me, buddy. I would walk 5,000 miles just to see you.
Oddly enough, that was the first cassette I ever owned. That's the Proclaim. It's 500. What is it? 5,000
Yeah,
miles.
5,000 miles. So what did I miss so far? Anything exciting? I know we got Brian Keith in the main event, so I got to be here for that.
No, that already happened.
Did it? Oh, I thought that was the main event.
Match. Dante Martin won, and now he's in the scramble.
That's
Wardlow cut a good promo. Wardlow and Jericho had a back and forth segment.
Well, now I'm just here to see your guys' beautiful faces.
Yeah.
Well,
Look at us.
Pluggo,
We're above 2 beards.
yeah, no.
Good shout. Good shout.
The real thing that you missed, Pluggo, was we decided
Mhm.
I'm on this kick that Meat Madness should be a 16-4-man tournament, much like March Madness.
We went deep into that.
Oh, I heard you talking about that the other day, and I will gladly sit down and put a bracket out. Let's make it happen.
Well, I said, who should be in it? We were going through names, Brody King.
Yeah.
I said Jake something. We talked about what if
Jake
Shingo Takagi from New Japan came over, whatever.
Mhm.
But the real name that needs to be in there is yours and my favorite, Marco Stunt.
Yes.
Right?
She
The
literally
play-in
and
match.
I said my exact response was Pluggo would be going nuts right now.
I would die.
And you say that. Yeah.
When that man makes his return to wrestling at some point somewhere, I am going to be the happiest man on the planet and be like, told y'all he was coming.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm down. You got to have he has to win some qualifier or something to get in.
I feel like the Sweet 16 is the perfect place for him.
Yeah,
that's
like
where
the
he goes
16.
out.
Now,
Yeah.
my question is, are you doing 64 or do you do the 68, like the
64.
actual
we talked it through.
tournament?
Yeah,
Right,
we're doing 64.
The 68 has playing games.
Yeah. You could do a couple qualification matches to get in.
I'm in for this.
Whatever. You could.
Oh, the 68 is it's like Mark Henry, Big Show. It's all people that are would have been meat guys in their prime.
Yeah.
Who are now coming back, I feel like is the way.
So
to
we're
do
opening
that.
the field to anybody all time, or we're just keeping it independent?
Non WWE.
Did you guys talk about our boy Puff? Got to get him in there.
Oh, we didn't talk about Puff. Puff would be good.
Puff is a
Puff
big
would be
meaty
good.
man. Got to get him in there.
Puff would be
yeah.
good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I said I want bracketology. I want a full bracketology thing. I want people in the locker room, and when they see Rhino 12 seed, I want him to jump out of his chair, start high-fiving people.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I want it all.
He's sitting there at dinner with his
He's
family.
like, come on, man. We gonna make it. We're in at large. We're on the bubble. We gotta go.
That's right.
Oh, and then have
The whole thing.
little quick press conferences. I'm
Yep.
pretty
The whole
disappointed that I'm an 8 seed. I really thought we had a strong year. Oh, I'm all in
Yeah,
on
but
that.
then you have that 12 beats a 5 in the first round, and everyone goes.
Marco
bananas.
Stunt wins the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. Marco Stunt is like a 15 that beats a 2.
Hey, listen, I am on my chaos tour. Last night, I decided that Maki Ito needs to take over the MDK gang. Officially
I'm in
for
on
Nick
that,
Gage.
100%,
I'm just in on pure chaos in professional wrestling. So yeah, Marco Stunt winning the Meaty Madness tournament. Sign me up.
Imagine Marco Stunt was like a 14, right? And you had a veteran 3 seed that who cares if he loses in the first?
Be like Miro.
And he Miro seems like he would care. But you get somebody that's a pro, kind of, and he just beats him in the first round. Everyone just loses it.
That would rule.
Loses it. Yeah, and then Marco Stunt gets the shit kicked out of him by that guy after, and then you have a hobbled Marco Stunt who then upsets the guy after that to make it to the Sweet 16, and then everyone's just losing it. Everyone's just
Everybody loves the Cinderella story.
Yeah, we talked about John Silver because he was they were in a.
So happy I showed up for this.
Yeah, and I was like, but we were talking about different levels. We're like, there's different levels of meat. Different levels of meat.
We were like, Joe asked, what are your criteria? Because we want to be on the selection committee, and it's tough because meat can be so many different things.
Yeah, and John Silver is a guy who's a short guy. He's meaty. He's a meaty man. But you put him next to Brody King, it don't look the same.
That's true.
I'm intrigued, Kate. I want to know who qualifies for the prime rib play-in.
I'm afraid to say it out loud because you said different criteria and different men have meat in different areas.
No,
and my first thought was
you're putting
different
words in
types
my mouth.
of meat.
Different levels
types.
of meat.
Yeah, just Finn Balor has a lot of meat in certain areas, but he's WWE.
That ain't That ain't meat. That's an eggplant, my friend. That is
That's vegan friendly.
We're not talking about veggies. We're talking about veggies.
That's hot pants. It's Mrs. Pluggo.
We're not talking about veggies.
Well, hold on.
We're talking about meat. Come on.
Now that's a whole nother tournament for a whole nother day, but I'm down for that.
Different demographic, certainly.
I'm trying to remember his name. We talked about him on 4 Exposure last week. He wrestled Jake something, but the guy that he wrestled at Revolver last week, Brick something. He's a big dude. He could be
Brick?
in there in the bricks. It's Brick something.
Brick Tamblin?
Tito.
I
was gonna say Brick.
Tito's got to be in there.
Brick killed the guy.
Yeah, Brick killed the guy. I'll have to look it up, but yeah, that guy should be in lower seed.
That escalated quickly.
That really got out of hand fast.
Where did you get a trident?
Yeah,
Brick, where'd you get a hand grenade?
Yeah, Brick, you should probably lay low for a little bit because you're probably.
That's a missed opportunity. That Brick should have had his own movie, or at least like they could have done like a day in the life of Brick. Oh, we're not even watching Private Party here.
Oh my God, was that Private Party?
Oh my God,
is Christopher Daniels in the 12-man?
No, I don't think so.
No.
He just did the Samoa Joe sidestep. He's like, "You're gonna do that, Glenn? I'm just gonna walk."
I love that shit. I love logical shit like that. God, get it together, ref. One of you, please.
Oh, there's Jeff Jarrett. I'm so happy I turned this on.
Right?
I'm not a Jeff Jarrett guy at all. Sorry, Kate.
I hate Jeff Jarrett.
Okay, good. I'm not alone.
Oh, he's the worst.
Oh, sorry, Jay.
Sandra's getting down right now.
I'm not kidding. I thought for the longest time I wondered what he has on Tony Khan that got him on TV every single week.
So much.
There was that stretch he was on like every show every week, and I was like, "Where's Miro? Where's all these other people that we clamor for?" But Jeff Jarrett's got his spot locked down.
I had said like they basically took Jeff Jarrett's TV time and gave it to Daniel Garcia, and the whole product like changed. Like it was so much better than seeing Jeff Jarrett wrestle the same match 900 fucking times. Crazy.
And we talked about Daniel Garcia on Thursday and how like it's just so unfortunate that he's not. We don't think he's going to pull it off against Christian, but he's doing some of like the best work right now. And it would be awesome to see, but I just don't think this is the spot, unfortunately, tomorrow.
I would like for them to strike while the iron's hot.
That's where I've been at with wrestling over the last few weeks is like, I get it from a logical standpoint of like, yeah, this isn't the time to pull the trigger, but I'd like to see them pull the trigger more in wrestling. Like not every reign has to be 600 days. If you got a hot product, like at least try to run with it. You know, let's not wait.
We did our Revolution preview, and I'm pretty sure Pluggo picked every title to change. Every title.
You know what's crazy though is it feels that way. Like
empty the clip, baby.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I was just like, why the hell not?
No, you have to apologize. I just at the end you were like, clean sweep. I'm picking Swerve.
I did. Like, I had to.
And
the thing was, we said it with every match. We were like, we could see it. We love this other person, but
100%.
So I'm all for it. Like, why not?
We talked about that at our preview show a little bit too. That like everything feels like a lot of cards have been good but predictable. This card does not feel that way. Like Joe picked Bryan Danielson, and I was like, nah, I don't think so. Like. We all picked Swerve, but we could see Samoa Joe retaining for sure. Tony and Gianna, we were split on too, and it was really nice to have a preview show where we weren't all in agreement with each other. Right. It's a boring fucking preview show.
Yeah, I was like, well, we're just all gonna pick chalk here. We'll see you tomorrow. That's no fun. You gotta have some different. But no, in all seriousness, like every match, it feels like you could talk me into whoever. Like. This makes sense because they have done such a good job of building up these stories where it's like, it doesn't feel so one-sided. It doesn't feel predictable. Like you could have Joe Hangman and I would be Joe Hangman or Swerve, any one of those winning. Like I'm okay with it, but I ended up just picking all the champions to lose. And I was like, that would be something. I don't think it's going to happen.
That would.
That's what I do. You know, I live on the edge. I'm in my chaos era.
I love that for you.
I'm like, I'm done thinking logically. Screw it. It's wrestling.
One thing that we also talked about, and like I think Joe, Ryan, and I were all in agreement of, like, there doesn't feel like a need for a bunch of other surprises, especially with Sting's retirement. Like, I don't think you're gonna get. I don't think this is where Okada debuts. I don't think Camille maybe, but like I don't think anybody else. So
I'm here for the Camille debut. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
That could be really cool because it feels like it levels her up instead of the pay-per-view kind of like needing it because this pay-per-view is so stacked. So it could be kind of fun, but
shameless plug. My interview with Camille is the number one interview on Love Wrestling's YouTube channel right now.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Pogo killed it. It went long, right? It was like a half hour.
Yeah, it was like a half hour. It's always fun to say that because Spencer, I know he
blew up and it was like holy shit.
That's like holy shit.
That was like the first one where it was like whoa. All right.
And then Spencer always goes. He always has to say, "Well, now I have the second biggest interview on my own channel," and I'm like,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm so good at my job.
Yeah, sorry, I rule, Spencer. No, she was a lot of fun. She's very cool. And honestly, like she was one of when the opportunity, I was like, they were like, who wants to talk to Camille? I was like, yeah, please. She's awesome. So I hope she gets this. I know she was talking to NXT for a hot minute. I don't know what happened there, but I'm okay with her being in AEW instead.
For sure.
My guess is she saw what the salary for NXT is and was like, I'm better than that.
Right?
That was probably true.
Who knows?
Since we're in commercial, Kate, how excited are you for Tama Tonga's NXT run? That's gotta feel weird for you.
I don't think he goes to NXT, honestly.
I don't think so either. I think he goes right to me.
Oh,
between the Bullet Club on the main roster and the Bloodline on the main roster.
Yeah.
I think he actually
him in a Tony D program. That's going to be great.
Tony D's going for the main strap, bro. You watch Tony D.
I heard
he's going for the head honcho.
I watched part of it. I didn't watch all of NXT this week. I don't know what happened. I ended up only getting about halfway through it.
Did you fall asleep?
That's possible. That's entirely possible. And then I never circled back because every Thunder Roses in the house. Let's go.
Hell yeah. I'm not familiar with Cassandra Golden.
Well, you have about probably 2 minutes to find
3
out.
minutes.
2 minutes. Start the timer.
We're gold.
I did see that A saying that Sean Spears debuted.
Yeah, Sean Spears came back.
Yes.
That was actually kind of cool. That was
I'm
awesome.
loving the I'm loving the meme that's going around going, does anybody notice that all these AEW returns to WWE are their AEW character?
Yeah, and their names. Yeah. Like they actually get to keep their names, but
yeah, the fact that he was Sean Spears and they didn't, I almost expect, they'll come back with more of the character they were playing over there, but they'll go. It's very easy to just call him Ty Dillinger again.
I would have.
Yeah, I was kind of
surprised. I like that. Yeah.
He was actually one of those guys that I was into back in the day.
I like Dillinger.
I loved Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's going to be really good for this company.
That was just a golden time. NXT, man, at that time was just my favorite wrestling on the planet.
It was ROH for the production budget. I loved it.
The hell,
Joe, have you been watching AEW since the beginning? I don't think we've actually ever talked about that.
Yes, I have.
Okay, cool. Very cool. It's always fun to find out, like, when people jump in, like, when they jumped in. Like, did they come back because of Punk? Did they get sick of WWE during COVID and then hop in? Or, like, I love kind of finding out people's trajectories with that.
Yeah, so I kind of got back a little bit into ROH toward that tail end. And then, like, when the Bucks were there, Cody was there, all of them. And then when I had all in, I kind of invested into that whole idea of doing this whole independent thing. And then AEW obviously followed after that. So I figured might as well get on the ground floor.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool because I started watching in 2009 that, like, this is the first time I've ever gotten to see a promotion from the beginning, really. Because I was not, like, watching anything else in that way. It's been kind of whoa. Drop kick from Rosa in the corner was monstrous there.
I think for me, I don't think it was ever like, oh, I'm sick of WWE. I was just like, ooh, more wrestling.
I was so like complacent with WWE.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching it my whole life, obviously, and I still do. But like it was just that the creative was just lazy and
Stale.
not good. It was the same shit all the time.
Well, they didn't have competition. They didn't have to try.
Because they could. Nobody, there was nowhere else to go.
But if you ask them now, they still don't have competition.
They do though. They do. They're obviously somebody is gone now, thank God.
Amen.
And we have somebody with a brain running the creative, at least.
Can I?
Like, but
yeah. Can I just say, do we need Thunder Rosa enhancement matches? I think we know who she is. She's a badass who needs to be going after some championships.
Stalling with her, like it's in a holding pattern.
Yeah, and I love Thunder Rosa. She's one of my absolute favorites. And like it's like just we know she get her back into something meaningful. Let's go.
I think her return time was a little tricky because we were building toward this already. But I agree with you. Like we do not need to see her continue to just squash people.
Yeah.
But I think she almost like needs the current storylines to clear out a little bit before she can kind of sneak in.
Maybe it's a way to just pad her record so when it's go time, when you see she's 6-0, you're like, all right.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if post Revolution there isn't a storyline or direction for her.
That's one thing that's not getting talked about is like Rosa versus Mercedes. I think will be an all-timer. Fucking all-timer.
I'm for that.
When Sting came down from the rafters, I popped like I was 14. I was
unbelievable.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh.
It was like they telegraphed it so well, but you still were like, oh shit.
I'm like, I'm almost 40, bro. I'm crying on my couch.
And then there's this.
But it's fine.
God, dude. I'm telling you, I hope my ending for Revolution happens.
I'm sorry, I love you. Super kick to Ric Flair. Get out of 100%. The ring. Get out of here.
Ric Flair screws over Sting one last time for old time's sake. Sting's a consummate professional. Like, he'll go. Nope. He goes out on his back. He goes out strong because Flair screwed him. Then the Bucks don't need him anymore. I love you. Super kick. He's done. We never see him on AEW television ever again.
Yeah. Then they leave the ring. 100%. Sting is in the ring, kind of getting up from the defeat in the crowd, and then we all cry.
Listen, you want to promote his energy drinks because you got to deal with him. That's fine, but I don't need him trotting out there, throwing in them lame ass punches. I'm sorry.
Bro, and that's what it is. It's like first of all, there's a lot of reasons why Ric Flair shouldn't be involved. You want to mention Ric Flair and the Sting thing like they did at first? He is essential to Sting's career. I'm fine with that. You got to drag his ass out here for 4 months? No, I don't think so. I don't need it. I don't need it.
I'm good, homies.
Yeah. But Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, I got them winning tag titles too.
The best. Yeah, I hope.
Best.
I cannot wait for Takeshita Ospreay.
Oh yes,
wait for Takeshita Ospreay.
And that's going to be that I think we talked about possibly stealing the show.
In ring wise, I think undoubtedly.
It's going to be unbelievable. Very clear though, right away that it's like, Ospreay's not staying in this group at all.
No,
at all.
No.
That whole promo, I was like, Ospreay does not belong here. He is a clear bait, like they,
He can't be. Yeah, he's going to be way too much of a baby face going in, and I think the Dark House family might be on its way out. I think United Empire breaking off whenever Kyle Fletcher gets back.
I think that's what it is. Is once Davis is fully healthy, which if he already those three are gonna take they're gonna take AEW by storm. Those guys.
I would love that. This Ospreay, if they keep Ospreay as a singles competitor, I would not blame them though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
would be okay with them being a group, but their Ospreay's a single. You don't have to be.
And then you have a tag team with it. Yeah.
Yes. My main concern, and I hope it doesn't happen, is that Ospreay is tied up with this shit for too long. It's like I don't.
No, I think because you got All In not that far from now.
Yeah, the last thing because Fletcher, I know he's having issues, but Fletcher's kind of involved with Callis too, so I don't want it turning into Osprey wins and they turn on Osprey, and then he's trying to convince Flesher to, hey, come on. Like I don't want like a long drawn out thing. Just do what you got to do. Get him out of there. And yeah.
Especially when like it's not doing anything for Hobbs. It's not doing anything for Takeshita. Like, let's just maybe move on from this.
Yeah.
Because they spent months doing nothing with it. And then they were like, oh, Sammy Guevara's back. He's randomly friends with Jericho again. Even though when he left, he hated his guts and was a part of this.
I can't be the Sammy Guevara I want to be unless I beat Chris Jericho. Just kidding. Yeah. We're best friends.
Yeah.
I, no offense to babies, but I don't give a shit about anybody's babies. And I don't believe that having ones means that you have to come back as a face. I don't care about your kid.
I don't give a shit about your kids.
I don't give a shit about your kids.
You know what makes it, I always like, I say that jokingly, but I always think of on The Office when D'Angelo goes, that baby could be the star of a movie called I Don't Care About It or something. Do you remember the line, Joe?
I don't. I just saw the episode too.
Like, that baby could be in the star of a show called Babies I Don't Care About, I think is what he says. But that's what I always think of when I'm like, I don't care that you had a kid. I want to boo you. Good for you. Your kid has a shitty dad now in my world.
And the thing with Sammy is he's such a natural heel and people don't like him. Like he could do the whole like I'm a better parent than all of you gimmick. If you could, he doesn't have to come back as a face as a case he's a dad. I mean, now he could come back worse.
If you look at in WWE, like when Miz and Maurice had a kid, right?
Yeah,
like, you can come back as a baby face.
Yeah. And then you could have Swerve try to steal his baby.
There you go.
100%. I think when Tay Conti is ready to come back, she should come back as a face because I think people really like her.
Yeah, but she's married to Sammy, so people are going to be like, "You're married to Sammy." Oh, Hook's here. Hook's here. Can we have a moment for my guy, my man? Hookers. That hair. Hook.
Hookers are here.
Oh, I'm a hooker.
Hookers are in, man.
Now that's a guy that should be in the Meat Madness tournament.
Hook,
yeah.
He is not meaty enough, and he is not ironically not meaty enough.
Marco's son is ironically not meaty enough.
He's meaty enough for me.
There you go. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But
it's true.
I just want to see him suplexing fools.
Oh, Danny Garcia.
Hey, remember the FTW title?
Yep.
Yeah, they still don't recognize that as like a official title in AEW, do they?
Well, good, because it's been defended like once in the past 2 years. I love Dancing Danny on this Collision stage. It fucking rules.
Fun fact, Puff neither confirmed nor denied he taught Daniel Garcia these moves.
That's true.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, we had him on Beards and we asked him, and
that's an obvious yes then.
And he's saying, I'm not saying I taught him, but I'm also not taking credit for it. And I said, okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
Orange Cassidy. Not going to be the international champ for much longer.
Nope.
No, yeah, I think it's Roddy's.
I never know.
I don't know why, but the pyro for Orange Cassidy always pops me.
It's incredible. The lazy pyro fucking rules.
Oh man.
When he showed up at Rev Pro, I had tweeted and I stand by it. I can't believe they're able to fit such a complex Titantride onto a small arena size like that. Like that's really impressive technology adaptation. Oh man, dude rules.
Yeah, it's so good.
But it's time. It's time for him to drop it.
Yeah, I think he drops it. He should, potentially go away for a little bit, and then
he's so tired.
From carrying Dynamite
carrying Dynamite for a year.
I'm so tired, Renee. It's like my favorite promo of all time.
It's so good.
I'm so tired, Renee. I was like, relatable, bro.
When people like, I've noticed you get a visceral reaction when you put any Orange Cassidy post on social media, at least on my end. And all of them, I'm like, are you even paying attention to what you see? The clips of him hands in pocket and the fake kicks, but the guy is holding it down.
He's really good. That's what I think was so good about that first run was I think people were like, they also made an effort to start agenting his matches differently, which I think was really, really good because I love Orange Cassidy. I always have, but like, I can understand the critique of his matches were a little bit one note with like, okay, kicks, get your ass kicked, hope spots, back at like they were getting a little bit flat. But I feel like when he returned from his injury, ever since then it was just like kind of next level for that guy, which rules. He deserves it.
Roddy
and it got to the point where like you couldn't say like they booked it so in a way that like you couldn't say those things about him anymore. And if you did, we all knew you're a fool. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Roddy Strong would shave his mustache in Mustache March.
What the heck, man?
What a heel.
It's March, bro.
What a heel.
What a heel, bro.
What a move. God, get me in love with that stash and then shave it in March when it's supposed to be at its best. Mm-hmm. You son of a bitch.
I mean, I don't think OC would be off TV for a long time, Ace. But I mean, he's been. If he loses the belt, he could take a couple weeks or a month off and then come back. And I wouldn't mind him like going towards a TNT title or depending on what's going on and
Hey, it's my twin brother Brian Cage.
Yeah, I get you guys confused a lot.
Yeah, if you have a beard.
We look exactly the same with our shirts off.
Joe.
Is that true?
No. I met him at Warrior Wrestling and I took a picture, and the funniest thing I could think of was like, look, we look exactly the same because he's jacked. Yeah. When I do this, like it's just muscles for days.
Yeah,
yeah, totally.
You also have your face painted like that, so story track.
Yeah, all the time. Like I didn't have time to do it here because I was busy, but normally I have the Star Child thing going.
Hell yeah. God, another great Titantron of the qualities being counted down. Christian Cage. This is when it hurts not to have Nigel in my ear. Because I know he just pays respect to the patriarch appropriately.
Always. I would be okay with Christian Cage and OC. Dude, for the two.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, Christian just doing what all the people that hate OC do.
I've got a fun question for you guys. Where do you have Okada debut? Like, and how? Who against?
I would have him debut on Wednesday.
Okay.
I think, okay. So
this Wednesday?
The port right now is March 6th.
So the next
that'd be this Wednesday.
Wednesday?
No, that'd be this Wednesday.
Upcoming Wednesday, yeah.
Okay. Where you have him debut?
Like
against Marco Stunt.
What story? Well, obviously against Marco Stunt, but I think Marco's probably too expensive right now.
Big star.
I'm trying to think.
You don't want Okada to get outshined in his debut, so you don't have Marco Stunt.
No. And then you technically, because you have Mercedes coming the following week, because March 13th is the big business in Boston.
That is correct.
So you have her, and they're not gonna. You got to separate that, obviously. So if the report is Wednesday, where on the show he fits right away, obviously you could always go back to the Danielson stuff if you wanted to. That's an easy thing. But maybe Danielson loses.
He'd be done
to
with
Kingston
Eddie,
tomorrow.
so that would make sense.
Yeah. So if Danielson loses to Kingston tomorrow, maybe there's an in-ring segment where Danielson's cutting a pissed off promo and you hear the coin drop or something. I don't. Because I don't think he comes back and goes right to the.
Would be fun.
Oh yeah,
because we haven't done Okada Mox, but they're setting up for Mox Naito for Windy City. So like, I don't know.
And I don't think he goes right for the world title right away because that's taking care of some stuff.
How long is Copeland out? I know it sounds crazy, but why not Christian? Why not Okada in the TNT title picture? As I'm watching it, there's nothing. He doesn't have anything going right now without Copeland. And how banged up is Copeland?
Well, I think it depends on what happens. That depends on what happens Saturday, right?
Right.
Like whether Danny Garcia gets strapped, if Adam Copeland helps Christian retain, what does that look like? Like, I think there's a lot of possibilities.
Okay, so you're thinking we see some Copeland on Saturday?
I think he either helps Garcia or he helps Christian.
Okay.
That's my thinking.
Well, shoot. I don't know. Maybe it could be a first challenger for whoever wins the trios, and if you want to put him in the world title picture.
I'll just throw out Ricky Starks.
Hey, there you go.
Ooh,
that could be good. Oh, I like that too.
That'd be a good one.
We're all like, ooh.
I mean, just anywhere on the card, we're like, yep, sign us up.
Yeah. Like, actually, it's fucking Okada. So
if Roddy Strong were to win the international title tomorrow, and then he's cutting a promo on Wednesday, I mean, Okada and Roddy Strong, I'd be okay with that. But I don't know where. Yeah, because you're gonna bring Okada in as a top dude immediately. You have to.
Yeah.
Kind of. So, but Ricky Starks, that's a good one.
That could do wonders for Ricky. I really like that idea.
Oh, you got Ace in the chat saying that Okada just signs his AEW contract to start the show on Wednesday.
That could be fun. Not mad about that idea.
So,
but who comes out to interrupt that contract signing then if you do that?
That's how it is.
Marco Stunt.
Well, yeah. I mean, naturally.
But you don't want Okada to go to lose his opener, and obviously
I'm getting away with it. Lawrence has banned me from making any Marco Stunt references on streams.
Has he?
Yeah.
Here at the Mark Order, you're allowed to. Yeah, and on my New Japan streams.
I made one. I made one on a brunch, and he like booted me off the stream. I was like, sorry, dude. If I don't mention Marco Stunt, did I even stream that day?
Did you try? Did you even try, really?
Did I even give my best?
Man, I loved the goofy stuff from Roddy, but I'm so happy that we have like real deal kick-ass Roddy back because he rules.
It's fun. I was just watching it. Owen, believe it or not, is like becoming like my youngest is becoming like obsessed with wrestling. So he'll put it on YouTube and he'll like whatever loop he was in. I got that Survivor Series where it was Roddy, Shinsuke, and AJ back when they were really pushing NXT, and I was like, "Oh, I missed such a serious Roddy! Like this is going to be great with this run when he wins tomorrow night."
That Survivor Series ruled.
Yeah,
with all three of them.
That was awesome,
and it was just on a whim, out of the blue, on a whim because of the plane stuff with Saudi, and it turned into. Because I bet you that Survivor Series, if that didn't happen, would have sucked. Because they all sucked back then. They were not great.
They were terrible.
Most of the time. but
accidentally having NXT participate rules.
Yeah.
Guys, know what I didn't think of? And it's weird because I'm always thinking of him. But what about Kyle O'Reilly coming back if Roddy wins? Even just for the moment of being there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss Kyle O'Reilly on my TV.
I miss him so much.
We got Matthew in the chat is saying Okada and Takeshita.
Not mad about that. That will happen at some point. I don't know if that's your opener, but it would make sense because Takeshita beat Omega like 3 times, and obviously like Omega and Okada have such history.
I would say you do Okada and Ospreay, but we've seen that kind of like not that long ago in New Japan. But if you wanted to do it in AEW, you could. But do we want to run that back already?
They kind of ran that into the ground too a little bit with G1s and stuff. Like
and they did that whole big like, we'll see.
You want to spread the wealth with the new agents, I think.
Yeah.
But yes, Ace Marco Stunt is unsigned. He's not even wrestle after.
Yeah, he doesn't even wrestle. No. Here's a harder question. Who would you not want to see Okada face in AEW? Okay.
Chris Jericho.
That was so quick.
Yes.
Joe, are we all in agreement? It's Chris Jericho.
Yeah, with Double J following second.
Okay, cool. Because I don't want that either.
Fair.
Satnam Singh.
You know, the person
He
that
was mentioned
always
earlier.
faces the newbies is Darby Allin.
That
Can't
is
forget
true.
that. He had like Punk and Jeff Hardy and who else?
There's a mountain to climb here this month.
That is true. That is true. And I think the Sting stuff is going to be a big chunk of Saturday. So I don't know if him going right into Okada is like, let's let Darby be himself for a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know if there's honestly besides. I mean, Jeff Jarrett's a good one, but besides Jericho, I don't know if I have anybody that I would be like, no. Jericho's the main one. I just no.
Jericho's.
No. Because I could see Tony in his brain going, oh yeah, that's a good for Jericho. Yeah, former
Such
first
rich
champ.
history
Like,
there.
yeah, that's a big win.
also
And everyone's gonna be like, no, Tony.
Like I think he's gonna be super over, so it's hard to do this, but like he's been doing such good heel work in Japan that like
I would love a heel.
it's tempting, but I don't know if that works because it's like Okada showing up at AEW. Like that would be hard to pull off, but we will see. We will see.
Has that big business show sold out or is it close? Because I know that's a big arena, right? JPJ. That's where the Celtics
it is.
play.
They were at the Garden. That's where. That whole. I mean, I think it's the tickets they're still available for sure. I still hear the radio. I still hear the radio ads.
It was pretty close though. The last time WrestleFest released something. And I think they started with the cheap seats at like $25, which was really smart.
Yeah.
Like they were like, let's just fucking sell this.
We need to fill this shit. It's Boston.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good
Like,
price.
this is real. Yeah, I scooped mine up early, but I think it's pretty close. I think by the time it happens in 2.5 weeks or a week and a half, whatever the hell it is, it'll be sold out or pretty close.
They're on a
Boss
heater
time,
again.
baby.
AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Man, oh man.
They almost sold out last time, and they had Blood and Guts. That was the attraction last time they went to the Garden.
Right.
And it was pretty full. It wasn't sold out, but it was a pretty packed show.
Good. They're cooking. I like it. Wrestling's cooking right now.
Wrestling's cooking
Yes,
in general.
across the board, except New Japan. It's terrible right now.
Yeah.
Breaks my heart. Whatever. No big deal. I'm fine.
This is all fine.
I'm fine with USJ dropping to Tanahashi to have Tanahashi drop to Matt Riddle. I'm fine with that. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
So,
and then Matt Riddle to go on the press tour and be like, yeah I was on coke.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
that's what he did. I did coke over there all the time.
Which he's doing. That means he's probably doing it now because they ain't testing him.
Oh, and just not a single ounce of remorse in his voice at all.
No.
Or like, he was like, so they sent me to rehab and like, God, I can't fucking.
Now I'm a New Japan champion.
Clown.
Is it just like a time of transition for New Japan, or is it something greater than that? As someone who doesn't watch it regularly, I
think Gato is the weirdest booker I've ever seen in my life. And I will say it felt like, to me, I feel like a lot of people thought when Okada was leaving, it was like, who's the next guy up? And everybody was like, I love the War Dogs. I love, like, I'm a TMDK mark, but like a lot of people were on TMDK. All the stuff that was going on with Bullet Club was great. Tsuji, Shoto Umino, like people were really excited about like, yeah, these guys might be a little bit too young, but they're going to get their feet thrown to the fire and we're going to see who can sink and swim. And instead they were like, we're going to put it on a bunch of people who don't work here. We're going to put it on Nick Nemeth, who that is a little bit easier to stomach because he's genuinely very good. And the title they put on him is meant to be an ambassadorial title. They strapped up House of Borcher, which is the worst fucking faction with so much go away heat from most people, with 2 titles, taking off a couple of like people that were pretty over. They strapped up Chase Owens and Kenta out of nowhere with no booking to support it, and nobody likes Chase Owens. And they strapped up Matt Riddle. So it was like they kind of said, well, none of you. We're giving it to none of you. At least in this part of the year. I'm sure that'll change around Forbidden Door and the G1 and stuff. But like it was a really disappointing start to the year, and a time where I think people were like anxious what an Okada and Ospreay list product looks like, but they were like excited about the growth of the young guys, and they just fucking just said nope, middle finger to all that. We're gonna book for Heat instead.
We're gonna get Matt
Trent
Riddle
looks
at
great in
Forbidden
this
Door,
match,
aren't
by the
we?
way.
You just mentioned Forbidden. We're gonna get Matt Riddle in Forbidden Door.
I hope not. I hope he drops by then. I don't think AEW has any interest in him appearing. So
Let's hope not.
When is Forbidden Door again? Rumored to be
June?
where or
Usually in
when?
June.
when? I know it's supposed to be in
June,
New
I
York,
think.
right, over at Arthur Ashe.
Yes.
That's what they're doing it, right? Yeah, out there.
Yes. Correct.
I will be trying to go to that.
Hell yeah! I'll see you fellas there.
Oh yeah, I'll be there at Mania. I'm there Mania week, so I'll be in Philly.
I won't be. I'll be there on my couch watching.
I don't have to fly either because Boston.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
4.5, 5 hours. It's not terrible. So
Although I did see a report that SummerSlam might be in Cleveland, so that might be worth the drive.
Yeah, that I think got locked in.
Yeah, that
Sean
might
was
be worth
speculating on it
Cleveland.
months ago, and then it.
are they doing the football stadium?
Probably Browns for the Browns play.
I mean, you got to pack it somehow. They don't pack
Always
it.
a good predictor of success to have the Browns stadium.
You know it. I hate picture-in-picture.
Me too. I was saying before you got on here, I was like, I'd never pay attention to what happens except for on Watch when picture-in-picture.
I've always said they need at least like one roll-up pin during a picture-in-picture for people to be like, "Oh shoot, maybe I should pay attention."
Maybe a
I
thing
think
will
you've
happen.
done it once. I think you've done it
Yeah,
once.
I think they did. I think they did do something once.
I do
Or-
miss.
yeah.
I do miss the good old days when JR couldn't time out the picture-in-picture.
We're going
to picture beer. Scalar would be like, "Nope, we still got 15 seconds."
Especially because commentary is live on for people that have Fight Plus or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
like, even worse.
That and his refusal to call Jack Perry Jungle Boy. Those were my two like guilty pleasure things early on at 8.
How about JR? I took the way he used to call Hangman. That's how I
Hangman.
refer to him.
Hangman
Adam Page.
It's literally, I don't even think about calling him Hangman.
Amazing.
Hangman.
By God, it's Hangman Adam Page.
You could Ace says Yankee Stadium. You could do SummerSlam at Yankee Stadium in New York.
Oh
if
my
you want.
God,
It'd be
that
hot
would
as
be-
hell, probably.
That would rule.
But yeah. No offense, I know Kate's a Yankee fan. I would be disgusted to go, but I would go. I'm from
No,
Boston.
I'm not offended.
I
It's
kid.
fine.
I joke.
Oh no,
But,
man.
You got it's
Oh,
tough
no,
for
my
you to
God,
talk
yes,
when
I
you're
know.
winning 50 games this year.
Oh, we're gonna suck.
It's
We're gonna be so bad. Oh, I'm not sitting here pretending. I'm not ragging. I'm not. I hate my owners. I don't want to get on a tangent.
You know,
I don't wanna
honestly,
get on a
like
tangent.
objectively, you've earned it. Like you
Yeah.
should.
We're gonna be terrible. I almost hope that the only saving grace is like if the team plays better because the team hates the owners too. So
That's
whatever.
It's my
Deborah's out
favorite
there just being like,
favorite
the
weekly
owner's not
thing.
giving us anybody. They stink. Thank you.
My favorite
Yeah.
weekly thing is JPJ's "Woe is me" Boston sports talk. Considering
First of all, it's not woe
see,
is me.
see, here we go. Fired him up.
It's not
Let's
woe
go.
is me. We had 20 good years.
Ah.
It's not woe is me. Pluggo just knows I get pissed. It's the only thing I really get pissed off about is Boston sports. You know?
Well,
So-
your owners just aren't even trying. So
No,
that's
the Kansas City Royals have spent more money than us.
Yeah, that's not great.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Jordan Montgomery's just walking around Fenway with his hat off going, contract? And I don't even like Jordan Montgomery, but it's fucking someone. Anyway, Jesus Christ.
And if you like that, want more Thursday nights, 8 p.m. between two beers over on Love Wrestling.
There you go. Pluggo with plugs. It's in the name.
That's what I do.
John Henry sucks, Mike. You are right. Anyway, tell the team. What I
Sorry,
said.
guys. I didn't mean to derail
No,
your
it's just-
show.
Hey, I'm a Yankee
Yeah.
fan. I am fine with this.
Yeah. She's like, listen to him. Just lose.
It's like we got Juan Soto, baby.
It's not even about the team being bad. Like, obviously, I don't want them to be bad, but like, at least pretend you're trying.
Yeah.
Can you at
It's
least
the lack of
pretend?
effort.
Oh, you know what?
The
I
lack
didn't.
of effort.
How does Kate feel about Paul O'Neill?
I mean, I'm sure she loves him.
How do you feel about him?
I think he's overrated. He should not be in Monument Park. That's all.
There's a lot of people in Monument Park that honestly.
I'm
should
sorry
not
if I'm not even a Yankee fan. If I'm like, oh, all right, I get a chance to go to Monument Park. So these are some of the. I'm like, oh shit, Babe Ruth. Oh my God, Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, Derek Jeter, Paul O'Neill. Who the fuck doesn't belong?
Let's look up
It's
some
weird.
Paul O'Neill stats.
You know?
The thing that's tricky about those dynasty years is everybody was protected in the order.
Yeah.
Like Scott Brocious was hitting ninth, and he was
Oh,
a 300
I
hitter.
was just gonna mention him.
I
And
I
was
love Scott
I was
Brocious.
just gonna mention Scott Brocious.
My dude.
He's your dude.
I loved Scott Brocious.
Okay. That's
I
fair.
played third, so
Okay.
like him being able to like
And
bare hand pick and throw.
I'm not disrespecting Paul. I do. There's a clip online of me very much disrespecting Paul for like 8 minutes. I
It's
went.
like 10
like,
minutes
It was bad.
long.
He
It was
is-
bad.
He was a 288 lifetime hitter. Let's maybe
No.
Let's just say
Again.
this. I had to pay for the blue check mark to put that clip out because it was so long
It's fine.
that I
went
now
off.
pay for longer clips on Twitter.
like
because-
if you're a 288 hitter, you should probably not be in Monument Park. But he did crack 2000.
That's all I'm saying. Look, I'm not saying he
Yeah.
was a bad player. All right.
But
I'm not
Monument
saying he was a
Park-
bad player.
Like I don't think
But
Jorge
Monument
Posada
Park-
should be
Babe
in
Ruth's
there
out there.
either. Yeah, no, I'm with
You know?
you on that.
That's like
It is
even
kind
me.
of
Like,
crazy
and you know,
that
Yeah, go
1 through 10 is retired. Numbers
yeah, that's
wise.
why. But I kind of like that, even
I do
though
too.
I'm obviously not a Yankee fan. I like how they kind of have that.
That's
the
wild.
numbers in order like that. I think
But
that's
that
like,
being said, Billy Martin is in Monument Park.
yeah.
Like Paul O'Neill was better than Billy Martin was a manager.
Well, yes, no question, no question. Wait, that's not true. Is that true? Are you a Steelers?
Okay, I am a Steelers fan, and I will
Oh my
explain why.
JPJ is never coming back.
Those are my two least favorite franchises in all of
Well,
sports:
let
the
me
Yankees and the
explain
Steelers.
how
No.
much of an admitted bandwagoner I am with the Steelers because this is what happened when I was not. into
Oh,
football.
Joe, put that off. Get out of here. I'm sorry.
You and Joe.
Stop
I need
it.
a terrible towel. I
You
don't have
stop
one.
it.
Joe's fandom is more real than mine. My fandom was quite literally for sale. I was in college. I was not into football yet, but I wanted to get into football. And I said, if somebody teaches me about football, I will be a fan of your team. And
Of course,
the
the
only
Steelers fan was like, I
person-
got you.
no. It was an Eagles fan. And I said, well, I'm not that dumb.
Okay. It's fair.
So then when I moved to New York, I had a friend that was a Steelers fan, and she was like, come to this bar every week, watch games. People, you'll just pick up so much more around all these people that I could ever teach you. And that was kind of at the beginning of the Killer Bees when Antonio Brown wasn't insane yet. And Le'Veon Bell was really good, and Roethlisberger was there. So it was very like easy to buy into team. And that was pretty much it. That's how I became a Steelers fan. But
This is not
it was,
of recent.
It was literally for sale, my fandom.
That's fair. This is not of recent. The thing that bothers me the most about the Steelers is the Steelers are shit talkers. The old players were.
Yes.
They were shit
Yeah.
talkers, and the Patriots kicked their ass every fucking time. And they would just shit talk the whole. And I was just like, guys, come on. And it would bother me. Like I play.
This
That's
collision is
We got some
broken
Super
now.
Bowl W's in there, though.
No, I know. Yes, but you didn't get through us to get to them because we beat you. every
That
time.
understandable.
We beat you. Tom Brady owned the Steelers.
Just for
He
clarification, I'm a
did.
Packers fan.
I like the Packers. You guys,
I'm a
you lucky bat. You
And
did
just
it
for
again.
clarification, this
You
is
did
a
it again.
wrestling show. But
Hey, this is
Why do you
Oh,
have a
I'm at
terrible
Menard.
towel?
Not Daddy Magic. Come on. That's not cool.
Do you have a cheese head at least?
I don't have a corn head.
You cornhead.
Okay.
You're
the
more college
Huskers?
football than
Like
you
the
are.
Cornhuskers?
Yeah.
Nebraska?
yeah, Nebraska, baby. They just bought a quarterback for $2 million. Still in Raiola,
Excuse
dude.
me?
You're going to be good.
When I was a kid, they were national powerhouses. In the whole 90s, they were like
Yeah.
Yeah, back in my
national
day.
powerhouse. Tim Couch.
When I was 14, we were great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Diehard Giants fan. You're one of the few
You
people I
pick a
can't talk shit
place
to.
to go every year, right? Like
I do.
that's your. I love that you have an annual
It's
trip.
all the Big Ten stadiums. So I'll be going to LA for USC, and
I was gonna say you got to go to like 5 more now.
I was gonna say, yeah. What's
That's
the
such a
best one
cool
you've been
thing
to yet?
for like.
It depends on like if you're looking at atmosphere or for like the tailgate scene.
What about our atmosphere?
Penn State was really cool. Like that was kind of the first one I went to, and just being out in the middle of nowhere, but like just how massive and big and the stadium is, plus the crowd. It was special.
It is
But most of my heart is Northwestern.
Yeah.
Notice they did not say, "Oh man, I had such a great time at Rutgers."
It was fine. It was fine.
We got to meet you though, so that was awesome. That rule.
Thanks.
I got to meet Joe that trip.
Very cool. Very
Oh,
cool.
Rutgers.
Well, we kind of watched along. We more bullshitted, but
Yeah, I feel like this was a
It's a go home show to a.
It was.
Yeah.
a
It's not
tape
like
go
that.
home show. But this was fun. Thank you, fellas,
This
for
was a lot of
joining
fun.
in.
Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate
inviting
y'all.
me. That was,
Thanks for not getting us invited back, JPJ, for yelling.
Why did I yell?
God, dude.
Oh,
The only thing that will not get you invited back on a watch along, other than like obvious like disrespectful shit, is just
Yeah.
you
I
gotta
thought you were gonna say-
you gotta hang out. You gotta have fun. You can't just
I thought
if you're gonna watch
thought you were
along
gonna
and
say
not
talking
talk
bad.
about
I
it.
thought you froze. It's like, did she freeze right at the.
I thought she was gonna be like,
Exactly,
no
though. That's
Scott
what I'm
Brocious
saying.
slander. That's what she was gonna say. Do not slander Scott Brocious.
So I'm not allowed to
You
just
will
sit
not be
here.
allowed.
Those are my favorite watch alas when the people just sit there like that.
Oh yeah, when they just go.
My favorite.
Oh, that was cool.
That was dope. Good move.
Well, should we pull this into the in the garage here, Kate?
We
Wrap it up?
should. We should end this. But before we do, shall we give them a chance to plug? It's in the name. It's a plug. They should be pretty concise because you guys work together. So
Yeah.
That's pretty close. Do you want me to go first, JPJ, and do ours, or do you want to go first? How we do it on Beards? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
You do.
Well, if you like what I do, you can find me at Pluggo on all social media platforms. You search Pluggo, you'll see this face. I'm on everything. Our show Thursday nights, 8 p.m. on Love Wrestling CA on YouTube, Between Two Beards. If you want updates on that show, go to B2 Beards on all social media platforms. I also do a little show on the weekends with Blair Pacheco called For Exposure. You can find that on Twitter, For Exposure Pod. We talk about independent wrestling. And then because Kate called me a coward, I do a podcast that is on all podcast applications called Unplugged with Pluggo. So if you have a podcast app, go check it out. It's a little vanity project I'm doing, I guess. There you go.
Yeah.
Pluggo was like, "Should I start this thing?" And I said, "Do it, you coward!" And that was the only thing.
And now I'm
That's
like
all it
10 weeks into
There you
it.
go. Yeah, see, you need someone to give you a kick in the ass, and it was Kate.
I don't want to let Kate
You know what?
down. That's all it was.
It's fair.
No, that's
you
the
can-
Scott Brocious hater. That's
I brought you along.
He was. Yeah, the three. I'm just gonna say the three dudes that bothered me the most were actually Scott Brocious, Hideki Matsui, and Jorge Posada.
Great.
Those were the
Kate's
three
gonna
that
message me and go, "Don't
bothered me
invite
the
your
most.
friend
As a
anymore."
Red Sox fan.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone be like, "I am bothered by Scott Brocious."
Oh, because to me he was the worst one of the bunch from like a player, and he just
He was a
he was one of those
nine-hitter
guys-
and a
you
good
couldn't-
third baseman.
He was, but he was like, you had all these stars there, and he was just Scott Brocious, but he would come up with clutch hits and good
All the
you know?
time.
Yeah. And it was like,
Fucking
fuck
rules.
that guy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has them. He was my fuck that guy.
Mine
That
was
whole
David Eckstein on the Angels.
Okay, fair. From the
That fucking guy would
That
be
was
like,
every-
"I'm gonna."
That was
follow up."
everyone's guy. Nobody liked David Eckstein. His mother
Oh
didn't
my
even like him.
Yeah, but that was my guy.
David
that
Eckstein
was
would be
my
like,
guy.
"Oh, it's a 3-2 count. Let me foul off
9
14
pitches.
pitches and
Yes.
then hit a single up the middle." Like,
Yeah.
don't be nuts. But anyway,
And
despite
That's
you
just-
hating Scott Brocious, which is egregious, go ahead and plug your shit.
sorry. I apologize.
Thanks a lot,
But,
JPJ.
I'm sorry. It's in my nature. You can find me at JPJ Loves Gaming on all social media platforms like Pluggo. I am everywhere, even on Twitch as well. If you like, MLB The Show's coming out in a few weeks. I'll be playing a whole hell of a lot of that. If you like baseball, hanging out. He said Beards on Thursdays at 8. I do a show with Drew Nicholas, who also
Hell yeah.
rules. On Sunday mornings, tomorrow, 10 a.m. every Sunday over on youtube.com/loveWrestlingCA. We do Firmly AEW, where we talk all things AEW. So we'll be diving into a deep dive of Revolution tomorrow morning. So if you're around, come hang out. Yeah, that's it for me. Give me a follow. Love wrestling stuff. And yeah, rock and roll. I promise I won't slander Scott Brocious.
I'm now like thinking of an April Fool's Day thing where you have to change your name so JPJ loves Scott Brocious, there'd be stakes. Like I would have to figure out what to change mine to.
Well, who's your favorite Red Sox player of all time? I assume you hate the Red Sox.
Have to.
Yeah, like it's too easy to go for like a Manny Ramirez. I'd probably go with Papelbon just for like the
piece of shit. I hate him. I'm a Red Sox. I didn't like Papel. Fucking annoyed me. Fair. He annoyed me. No, he's not a piece of shit, but he annoyed me.
Actually, I'll tell you offline. I have a very funny Paul O'Neill, Manny Ramirez story for you.
Stay tuned to the Between Two Beards baseball preview special with Kate.
What, a Red Sox and Yankee fan talking baseball?
Let's do it, dude.
That's good TV.
Man,
that's good TV.
That is good TV. But until then, you can find me at Miss Kate Fabe on social media. You can find me on Fightful Select every Monday doing the Sour Grabs Raw review behind the paywall. You can also catch me this weekend tomorrow doing a paywall show with Alex Pulowski for Revolution, a different post show than what is available on the Fightful main. Otherwise, Tuesdays, Thursday, Fridays, Fightful main channel reviewing NXT, ROH, and SmackDown, and Wednesdays, whenever I can, at the Mark Order podcast, hanging out with this fella, Asian Joe.
He's handsome. That guy right there.
That handsome feller.
You can find me on social media at _Asian Joe. In my bio and on my social media, I have a link to my serial review blog. Feel free to read that whenever you want to. Other than that, Wednesday nights here on the Mark Order podcast, and then also Saturday nights here, we're colliding on Collidercast.
That's what's up. Thanks, Joe. I feel like I just involuntarily took over the host role because it's
you're fine, yeah.
My default. Sorry.
No,
she's so fired up from the Scott Brocious slander. She's like, I'm taking this ship over.
First of all, I just want to, on record, I slandered Paul O'Neill. I did not slander Brocious.
Yes, you did.
I said he was my fuck that guy. That's it.
That's slander.
Whatever.
I just love it because I've never heard anyone be like,
thank you guys for having the beards on the Collidercast. It was a great time. I hope that in the future you will let his transgressions go and have us back.
Well, just remember that we are above two beards. Okay, that's how this works. Acknowledge us.
True. Yes, I will acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you Wednesday night on the Mark Order podcast next.
Hell yeah!
Oh, man.